welcome to Entrepreneurial Edge. I'm Kukuletu Mfupi. Well, in studio with me today, I have Gary Flax, who's the founder of Little Luxury, a world leader in water filtration and water cooling technology. Now, he started off his company with just 2,000 Rand. Today's company is the leader in home water filtration products in Africa and growing in popularity in Europe as well as the USA. Welcome to the show, Gary.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Fantastic. Great. Well, we're looking at this little product next to us here, which is quite big, quite significant, but it wasn't always like this. It started like that.
Exactly.
Perhaps if you can walk us through the concept of this water cooling and filtration process.
Sure. So this is our very first water cooler. Basically, when I started, our landlord had welded all the windows together. We had a tin roof and no insulation, and he'd only allow us to keep the windows, the door open. And I said to my secretary, we weren't in this business. I said, I need a water cooler. It's hot outside. It was a heat wave in Johannesburg, and we were in Norwood. It was many, many years ago. I said, please get a water cooler. And the cost was astronomical. So I said, that's ridiculous. So what I did was I actually took a mini fridge. I put the cooling device onto a Tupperware, and we got this whole lot of ice cold water. So this is about 15 years ago, and we've progressed a lot since then.
I can see that. I can see that, but clearly there were some challenges like many entrepreneurs experience in South Africa. What were some of the teething problems?
Well, initially, we first of all had to understand the technology that was required to make this a commercial product. And that took me a little bit of time. I found a friend of mine who was an engineer, and we spent a few weeks together engineering and designing the first Little Luxury water cooler. And that worked very well. It was very, very challenging because no one wants to help you with an idea. You go to the bank, it's very difficult to raise any money whatsoever. They want a lot of collateral. I took my first credit card and I raised enough money on the credit card to fund the first development. Then we brought in our first container of finished product in the middle of winter, and I was terrified if I'd sell any. Within 3 weeks, we'd sold the first container. It was finished and done. And then we carefully worked at the business, and we looked at how we could improve the existing product. But I have to tell you that lots of people have helped me along the way. So I can't say that any entrepreneur can't say solely it's them. I have a brilliant team of people with me. I have amazing customers that have helped me in South Africa and abroad, and they've been very supportive, because as you're growing, you have to have support from all sides. So for me, that's been very challenging.
Well, we will get by with a little bit of help from our friends, but when it comes to new innovation and creating a new creative product, clearly you're protecting your patent is something that's very important. How did you deal with the intellectual property regulations in South Africa?
In South Africa, it's actually fantastic. You're able to register a provisional patent. It's very affordable, and if you actually look on the internet, you probably could do it yourself. I do recommend an attorney. However, if you don't have the funds, you could do a provisional patent, and this will give you worldwide protection for 18 months. So only when you're very ready to launch your product into the markets, then I would recommend you do a provisional. It's also very affordable in South Africa, and it holds its ground throughout the world, which is fantastic. Once you're ready, then you go into a full patent, and it depends on which country you want to apply for your full patent. So you can apply for a South African patent, then it'll hold good in South Africa. But internationally it costs a lot of money. You need to be very cautious. There's a great saying by the head of the USA Patent and Trademark Commission. She wrote this as her last paper. She said to all entrepreneurs, first to market, first to success. And I think that is a very important factor. Even if you have a patent, it's an excellent thing in certain instances. But sometimes if you get first to market and you have a provisional in place, you're able to do great things. And you have to be able to defend your patent. So that can cost many millions overseas and a few 100,000 here. So just remember, with a patent, you're not fully protected. You need to be quick, fast, and get it into the market, and don't hold back. And times can be very difficult, to never give up. As I was saying to you earlier, I said, some days you can't find the capital, you can't find the right persons to develop help you with the product. And you mustn't give up. Know your weaknesses. If you understand your weaknesses, that's half your success, because there's many people that you can put around you that can help you. And some people are able to volunteer their services. I've been very fortunate to have the University of Johannesburg give me some assistance. Great technologies. We are very fortunate to be leaders in many innovative forums in this country.
I want us to explore that, Gary,
Sure.
because so often when we talk about South African innovation, we often talk about the fact that there's a lack thereof. But you attend innovation forums in South Africa, in Johannesburg locally, here in Sandton. Just you know, what's the environment like regarding innovation in South Africa? Are we really at the bottom of the well?
Definitely not. We have a wonderful open creativity. We're not suppressed. We're not a nation that's been suppressed by bureaucracy, and we're not a nation that's suppressed by not having the ability to express ourselves. We are a vibrant, dynamic nation that is able to beat the best in the world. I do not believe for 1 minute that we're at the bottom of the trough. I believe we just haven't explored the wonderful opportunities of our creative youth and the up-and-coming students and innovators in this country.
So how do we do that? You were telling me earlier on that you went to the US, and there's this amazing way in which how they assist young innovators in bringing their products to the fore.
That's correct. In the US, they have a comprehensive incubator system. So people will set foot into a specific incubator, and they will present their project, and they will be given help for free from innovators, scientific and engineering people, from people that can prototype and develop the product, and they will be given financial help if they need it. But they're schooled literally from the beginning to the end if they feel that project is viable. And they don't have to give up any collateral until the end comes. Then they can decide if they want to partner with someone, but they've got engineering and technical mentors all along the way helping them. And I think we should introduce that. We have got the Inventors Forum, which is a small group that's just started, and people can go to once a month we have a meeting at the IBM African Inventors office in Rivonia, and I think that's a start. It's a start in a great direction.
Yeah, I completely agree with you in cultivating this culture and this environment, but so often entrepreneurs struggle with making their products failure-proof. You've managed to jump that hurdle, seeing the successes that you've had locally and abroad, but how do you do that with a product?
Well, it's very important to listen to your customers, and one of the things we noticed is our customers loved our product, but lots of them demanded a filter. They said, please, can we have filters in the device? And after 2 years, we had carefully developed probably one of the best filters in the world right now, where in this instance, you can literally take river water, put it into the bottle, and it will filter it in the bush, and you can plug it into a car or a boat, and it'll give you ice-cold filtered water from the river. You don't have to carry water with you. But we listen carefully to our customers, because our customers are the people using the product. We get many emails saying, I love my little luxury, where can I get another one? And then we know we're onto something. You also have to have a product that people appreciate and want. That's important. If you don't have something that someone doesn't want, you have to realign your business model carefully. Don't pursue it until you've finished. So I don't think anything is failure-proof, but I think you can definitely listen and see what's selling, be receptive to what's going on.
What I love is I can see the passion, in this entrepreneurial spirit spilling across as you respond to these questions. But that probably brings us to our next question of this entrepreneurial spirit. How do you remain optimistic, especially from a South African context where we've got labor unrest, a high unemployment rate, poor economic growth? It's a challenge for small businesses and entrepreneurs out there.
You know what? It is challenging. But in reality, many countries have these issues, but maybe they're just in different terms. Some countries have very high labor costs. Some countries do have very difficult bureaucracy and red tape, where they require you to write pages and pages of information on how you're manufacturing your product and who's doing it for you. So we on the other hand have an ability to get going on the run. And I'm not deterred by some of the problems that we have here. There will always be problems, whether you're in any other country. They have their own set of problems. If you go to China, they don't have regular electricity. And the water, you can't drink the water. So that's a big issue. If you go to America, you have a very difficult procedure in order to get manufacturing. South Africa is still a great opportunity for anyone who's got the guts and looking for the glory.
So probably brings us to an initiative that you have. You lecture South African students, yes, young innovators and young entrepreneurs trying to be as successful as you are. What are your tips to success that you often share with them?
Well, the one thing I always say to them, and some people don't always like this when I say it, is your product can it be a global success? It mustn't just be for one region, because to start a business just for one small area is so hard and so expensive. So first of all, can it be a global success? The second thing I say is, it's never going to be easy. There's some days that a grown man will come home with tears in his eyes. Never give up. If you believe in the product and you see that some of your customers, not all, but most of them are excited about what you've got, pursue the business. Don't let somebody who knows nothing about your business deter you. And when you're getting harassed by finances and all that, align yourself, calm down, see the wood from the trees. And I say pursue it, use the resources that we have at our fingertips. Go to the universities, go to the innovative forums, look on the internet. Don't be scared. Open yourself up to being and learning.
Gary, it's been fantastic speaking to you. We love your product as well as the story behind it. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Google.
Well, that was Gary Flax, who's the founder of Little Luxury. Well, that is a wrap for tonight's show. Do tune in next week for another episode of Entrepreneurial Edge. Until then,